It's the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 14. And it says, for the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind, like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with a tempest, passeth away as the remembrance of a guest that tarrieth but a day. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory unto Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA, QADASH. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Let's get it. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 14. It says, for the hope of the ungodly is like dust that is blown away with the wind. Yeah, the wants, the desires of the wicked, the ungodly, you know, Esau, Edom, you know, his kingdom is going to be blown away. I'm outside right now, you know, the wind is blowing. And this kingdom is going to be blown away. This age is going to be destroyed. Soon come. It says like a thin froth that is driven away with the storm, like as the smoke which is dispersed here and there with the tempest calm. This place is going to be driven away with a storm. You know, and the word tempest means a violent, windy storm. That's the spirit. I'm outside right now, and the wind is going crazy. You know, this world is going to be driven away. This age is going to be driven away with the violent, windy storm. You know, and it's going to be a violent firestorm. From these ICBM missiles and the chariots of Israel. That's going to completely destroy this wicked place called America, aka Babylon the Great. Got a precept. It's the book of Psalms, chapter 11, verse 6. It says, upon the wicked, who is Esau Edom, he shall rain snares, fire and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. So this place gonna feel fire, feel that fiery storm, that tempest, This place is gonna be burnt up. Back at Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 14, finish the verse off, and it says, and pass it away as the remembrance of a guest that tarried for the day. Calm. Esau Edom, his kingdom is temporary, he's a guest, because he wasn't given the earth forever, this place wasn't made for him, to dwell forever, wasn't meant for Esau Edom to be in rulership forever. You know, he's just a tourist. All of the wicked heathens that ruled back then, you know, they ruled for a short time. Got a precept to back that up. It's the book of Daniel, Slakia. It's the book of Daniel, chapter 2, verse 31. It says, Thou, O king, sawest and behold a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. Con, you know, Daniel was explaining, Nebuchadnezzar's dream. Nebuchadnezzar had a dream of a statue, and that statue represents these heathen kingdoms, these empires. And it says this image head was a fine gold, fine, and the top of the statue, that fine gold represents the Babylonian Empire. And it says his breast and his arms are silver. You know, that represents the Medo-Persian Empire. It says his belly and his thighs are brass. That brass represents the Grecian Empire. It says his legs of iron. That iron represents the Roman Empire. It says his feet, part of iron and part of clay. Now that part of iron and part of clay, Slakia, I must bring this out. It says his legs of iron. That's the Roman Empire. His feet, part of iron and part of clay. Yeah, and that part of iron, part of clay is Roman Empire all over again. Part two of the Roman Empire. You know, and we're in that time right now. Which is the NATO and the EU. You know, verse 34, and it says, "Thou sawest till that stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces." Con. And that stone represents Yahushua Mashiach. It says, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. Con. And we're at that feet right now. We're at the part iron and part clay, which is the NATO and the EU. We're in that time right now. We're in the Roman Empire, part two, rulership. Yahushua, he's gonna break this empire into pieces and all the wicked that is in it. This is the book of Daniel, Shalom, Akia. Fucking Edomites all over the place looking at me. This Daniel 2 and 35, and it says, then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors. Con. And that chaff represents dust. And it says, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. Con. So this place is going to be blown away. You know, this place is going to be destroyed, and there's going to be nothing left for them. There's going to be nothing left for these Edomites. This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4, verse 1. And it says, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven. Con. And that day is going to be the return of Yahawashi Mashiach. You know, that day is going to be World War III. And it says, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, said the Lord, YAHAWASHI, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch. Calm. Back in Daniel chapter 2, verse 35, it says that no place was found for them. So when Yahawashi returns, there's going to be nothing left for these wicked people. You know, this kingdom is going to be brought down. I'm going to finish off at Daniel 2 and 35. And it says, and the stone, which is Yahawashi, that smote the image, became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Calm. And that great mountain represents the kingdom of heaven. People think the kingdom of heaven is going to be in the spirit realm. Nah, the kingdom of heaven is going to be on planet Earth. Back at Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 15, it says, but the righteous live forevermore. Calm. The righteous, the elect of Israel, is going to live forever. You know, I got a precept for that. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 29. It says, the righteous shall inherit the land and dwell therein forever. Calm. Slug it. So the kingdom of heaven is going to be forever. You know, it's never going to be brought down like these other kingdoms. You know, the kingdom of heaven is going to be here forever. Back at Wisdom of Solomon, 5:15, it says, but the righteous live forevermore. Their reward also is with the Lord, and the care of them is with the Most High. Calm. You know, there's going to be a reward for those that did the works, for those that believe in YAHAWASHI. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 16, verse 27. It says, for the Son of Man, that Son of Man is Yahushua, shall come in the glory of his Father with his angels, and then he shall reward every man according to his works. So all the men, all the prophets that's been doing the works, putting in this pain, will receive a reward in the end. Those that taught with truth and sincerity, you know, there's a reward for this, you know. Back in Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 16, it says, therefore shall they receive a glorious kingdom and a beautiful crown from the Lord's hand. For with his right hand shall he cover them, and with his arm shall he protect them. Calm. You know, like I said, those that put in that work for the Lord will receive the kingdom, will receive a crown from the Lord's hand. Back that up. This is the book of James, chapter 1, verse 12. It says, blessed is the man that endured temptation. Calm. You know, blessed is the man that suffered, you know, that endured. The word temptation means, you know, an experiment, attempt, trial, and proving, you know. When you're in this truth, you're going to go through a lot of trials and tribulation. You know, we're going to be tempted to do a lot of wicked things, you know, but we got to keep fighting. You know, we all come short. You know, but the scripture says, not to let your sins weigh you down. You know, we got to keep fighting. It says, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord had promised to them that loved him. Time. You know, we're going to be tried a lot. You know, when you get into this truth, it's not going to be sweet. You know, the spiritual demon is going to be working. And that's his job, you know, to try the elect, you know. So when you enter into this truth, prepare for temptation. It's the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 10. And it says, fear none those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. See, we're gonna be tried. Some of us gonna be put into prison. You know, reason why? Because we're not following the ways of this society. We following Yahabashim our shop. So a lot of men gonna be put to prison. And it says, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. Yeah, and this is what a lot of men of the Lord is gonna go through. Gonna go through some severe situations. Things that you've never been through in life. Which you gotta endure until death, and you will receive the crown of life. Got one more precept. It's the second Edges, chapter 2, verse 43. It says, and in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. Calm. That young man is Yahawashi. Yahawashi is returning back as a young man. He's gonna look young in the face. It says he's gonna be taller than all the rest. So Yahawashi, he's gonna be the tallest person on the planet. Probably gonna be 7'9", probably gonna be 8 foot. Who knows? But that day we gonna see, Lord willing. And it says, and upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. Come. Yahawashi, he's gonna crown those men that did the work. Those men that endured, that suffered, that went through a lot of things, but still kept the faith. That continued to fight. We gotta have that spirit Job had. He lost it all. You know, he lost a lot, but he still kept the faith. He still feared the Lord, and that's the mind state, the mindset we gotta have. So I just wanted to bring that out. Lord willing, this was edifying to the elect. With that being said, Shalom. Kwame Ashala, Abad Babal.